Most military members are making a retirement decision that can cost them $500,000 or more. And the worst part, they don't even realize they made the wrong choice until it's too late. In today's video, I'm going to break down the real difference between BRS, or the Blended Retirement System, and the High-3. Who actually wins, who loses, and how you make sure you don't become the cautionary story. Greetings and salutations. This is the Adjutant. You've probably heard people say, it doesn't matter, just pick one. BRS is better because you get matching. High-3 is better because the pension is bigger. That is surface level thinking, folks, because the decision isn't about a retirement system. It is about your behavior. It's about discipline, time and service, and whether you're thinking long-term or reacting short-term. And when you actually run the numbers, the difference can easily cross $1 million over a lifetime. Now let's go ahead and start breaking down the High-3. Okay, think about this. Let's start with High-3 because this is one of the most people wish they had. High-3 gives you a pension based on your highest 36 months of pay. Now, here's the key number. 2.5% per year of service. So if you do 20 years, that's 50% of your base pay for life. Not invested, not dependent upon the market, guaranteed. Now, let it stand, let that land, and you think about it, folks. For life. And if you stay longer, 25 years, 62.5% of your income. And if you get to 30, that's 75% of your income. That's real wealth. And that's actually where real wealth starts. Starts stacking, starts growing. Now let's talk about the BRS, or the Blended Retirement System. Okay? The Blended Retirement System is something that is a combination of some wonderful things. It can actually be very good, particularly if you know how to use it. This is where most people get confused because the blended retirement system does look attractive up front. You get it. Government TSP matching up to 5%. It's not bad. Continuation pay, smaller pension. But here's a trade-off most people don't fully understand. You're giving up part of your guaranteed pension in exchange for the possibility of building wealth in the market. And that word right there, that word, possibility, is where people get in trouble, folks. You know, if I had wings, I could fly. You know, if aliens were here, the world would be a different place. There's all types of possibility. Now, under the BRS, you only get 2.0% per year, okay? Only 2% per year. And that, folks, is certainly not a significant amount of money. That means, as an example, if you do 20 years, that's 40% pension instead of guaranteed 50% pension. Think about that. That 10% difference over a lifetime is not small. It can easily equal hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost guaranteed income. So $500,000 is a mistake. That's something that we want to kind of key in on. And here's what I mean by that. Here's where people lose the game altogether. They choose BRS, or the Blended Retirement System, thinking that they'll invest the difference. They say, you know, I'll max out my TSP. I will invest more aggressively. I'll make up the difference. You know, you hear all of these things that people will say, but then life happens. Deployments, family, lifestyle creep. And who knows what lifestyle creep is about? If you know what lifestyle creep is, go ahead and put it in the comments section below. and help educate your fellow service members what lifestyle creep is all about. And then suddenly, and here's the key, because it happens suddenly, they're not investing consistently. They are doing things they shouldn't do, and now they gave up guaranteed money for a plan they didn't follow through on. All right? That's the $500,000 mistake. So who should pick what, you might ask? That's good. Let's make this simple. All right, we're going to make this simple. If you're disciplined, if you consistently invest, if you understand long-term compounding, the BRS can work for you. But if you are like most people, you need structure. You need guarantees. You need something that works, even when life gets messy. And let's face it, folks, life will get messy. You'll deal with possible divorces. Even if you're not married, you'll deal with breakups, heartaches. You might deal with other legal battles. You might deal with other family members that might need assistance in life, And so that's where life can really get kind of messy, and you're not quite sure of how things are going to work out financially. You want to be prepared. And so that's where the High-3 wins, okay? Because you'll have that higher income. You don't have to worry about the messiness of life, the stocks going up and down. You're going to get your cost of living adjustments for the rest of your life. That has been all over the board, as high as 7% in some years. And so that's something that one needs to think about. Okay? Think about that. This decision is not about what sounds better today. It's about what protects you decades from now. So take this seriously. Run the numbers. And most importantly, be honest with yourself about who you are. But let me take this one step further, because this is where people really miss it. This decision isn't just about retirement. Okay? It's about how you live your life while you're in the military. Because when you have a guaranteed pension that you can count on, you think differently. You move differently. You're not chasing every dollar. You're not stressing over every market swing. You're not hoping everything works out. You know a portion of your future is already handled. And what that does actually, folks, is it gives you freedom. Freedom to take smart risks, freedom to invest without pressure. Freedom to focus on building additional wealth instead of trying to replace what you gave up. That is a completely different mindset. Now compare that to someone under the blended retirement system, the BRS, who knows they have to make up the difference. Every market dip feels heavier. Every missed contribution matters more. Every financial mistake compounds faster. And over time, that pressure just builds, okay? And listen, I'm not saying the blended retirement system is bad, because it's not, okay? It's not bad. But what you have to know, and this is important when dealing with the blended retirement system, it requires a version of you that most people haven't developed yet. It requires consistency, discipline, and long-term thinking, even, when life gets unpredictable. And believe me, life will get unpredictable. And if you're honest with yourself, that's the real question you need to answer. Not which system is better on paper, but which system you are more likely to succeed in. Because the best retirement system in the world still fails if the person using it doesn't follow through. And so there you have it, folks. I hope this has been helpful. This is the Adjutant, and I'll see you in the next one. I wish you all blessings and blessings. Shalom.